audience. I know everyone in this room would say that we all have a goal, but and we have factors that drive us to this goal. But do we understand why they really push us to this goal? Everyone has different goals. Some of us have big goals, such as going to universities and graduating colleges, while some others focus on the small goals, such as turning in their homework on time. But the question I want to pose to you is, what's really making us want to pursue these goals? Why are there some people who achieve them while others don't? All people want to achieve happiness. This is called the pursuit of happiness, where we're trying to reach this goal. And there are 10 positive emotions. We have happiness, joy, interest, and excitement. It calls people's minds to broaden while also building personal well-being resources. This is what is known as the broaden and build. This theory considers how positive emotions can help the mind build. For example, like interest can set off a domino effect where we want to explore whatever interest it is. A 3-to-1 ratio of positive emotions to negative emotions can help lead people to optimal well-being. This shows how a positive state of mind can enhance relationship, lowers level of depression, and broaden our minds. In the broaden and build theory, love is considered a positive emotion, but it's also momentary. Love includes 3 events. 1, sharing of positive emotions. 2, combination of chemistry, behaviors, and 3, motivation to help your partner's well-being. Barbara Fredrickson developed the broaden and build theory of positive emotions. She was born and raised in Minnesota. She received her PhD in psychology from Stanford University, and she is one of the key and distinguished professor of psychology.
So some research studies conducted by Barbara Fredrickson, who created the broaden and build theory, are the broaden and build theory of positive emotions by American Psychiatrist, a book on page 56, I believe, and the advances in experimental psychology on page 47. So a metaphor Barbara Fredrickson uses to explain her broaden and build theory is the life of a water lily. In the daytime, they start to relax, which is considered a positive emotion, and over the course of their day, as they remain relaxing, they're broadening their amount of positive emotions. So as I mentioned, that the daylily can broaden its positive resources, us humans can also broaden our positive resources, and some of these include psychological, physical, and intellectual, and social resources. To continue on with Barbara Fredrickson and her research with the broaden and build theory, which basically includes the positive emotions, in 2009 she released a book called Positivity. She explains and uses her research of the broaden and build theory and her 10 positive emotions, which we discussed earlier on in this TED Talk, to define positivity and how it transforms people's emotions and lives. In another book she released in 2013, Love 2.0, she explains how love is a positive emotion and can be shared with multiple people throughout every day. So some research studies conducted by Barbara Fredrickson, who created the broaden and build theory, are the broaden and build theory of positive emotions by American Psychiatrist, a book on page 56, I believe, and the advances in experimental psychology on page 47. In another book she released in 2013, Love 2.0, she explains how love is a positive emotion and can be shared with multiple people throughout every day. Today in 2018, Barbara Fredrickson continues her work at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Positive emotions are a very necessity in our life. They help with our short-term survivalship, but it also kind of causes a domino effect for our long-term. For example, in the short term, we're thinking like instant survival, so like fight or flight, but that comes from a negative emotion, not a positive emotions, because negative emotions deal with more of the short-term stuff, while positive emotions and survival help with the long-term. For example, friendship is one of these. I have sparked an interest in hanging out with a certain amount of people, and through the long run, we become friends, we become closer, so down the line, if I need help, I know they'll be there for me. Our friends derive something from us. And we kind of think of this as positive emotions because through them we kind of understand what we think is negative and positive, because everyone has different ideologies. So the fact is, the once you can derive negative emotions from positive emotions, you can implement that through your daily life when you make interactions. Negative emotions are going to push you away from something you don't like. For example, not to offend anyone, but those of you who smoke cigarettes might not catch me around you because might have asthma, and like, so I might push you away. But if someone brings positive vibes to me, they reminisce about their past, and I can relate, then there's an instant bond, and then that helps down the line of survival. Humans are always in a search of positive emotions. However, positive emotions aren't something I could just grab. They're not something, it's not a real end goal. You kind of make up the rules for what a positive emotion is. You kind of determine, oh, this makes me happy, but this makes me sad. Happy would make you think positive emotions, while negative makes you think of like negative emotions. Like, you don't want to put yourself in danger, you would consider that a negative emotion. But like, some people get positive emotions from things we might not align ourselves with. For example, negative emotion for me would probably be doing 100 on like a 40-mile zone. And then there's people who find excitement out of that. But why I find that like as a negative emotion differs for them, because it's their positive emotion. They feel alive. They're getting this emotion that makes them want to just do everything that seems impossible. While I'm more on a careful side, that I want to protect myself, and that's more of like the negative emotion. So negative emotion doesn't always mean it's just a bad emotion. Like, it can lead to bad stuff, because your negative emotion is going to be different from my negative emotion.
Hello, audience. So my example of a positive emotion would be the fact that I just got off an 8-hour shift at work, feeling pretty great, feeling pretty happy, feeling pretty motivated to make more money. Obviously, because I'm feeling happy, I'm kind of radiating positive emotions right now that's going to reflect onto other people, versus the negative emotions I feel before I start my 8-hour shift, the dreading going into work and all that stuff, which can also affect people. Obviously, everyone knows how much different you are the beginning of a school day, the beginning of a work day, versus nearing the end of that day. My point being is that the emotions we feel can easily reflect onto other people, and it can affect how other people view us. This leads us into the broaden and build theory, because of these positive emotions I'm feeling right now can help lead us into becoming better versions of ourselves. So in a real life example, the broaden and build theory can be applied to any situation whatsoever. We can broaden our emotions by exploring things that interest us, because interest is considered one of the top 10 positive emotions according to Barbara. When we explore things that interest us, even if they don't appeal to every other person, we start to build happiness within ourselves, which is also one of her top 10 positive emotions. By broadening, we also indirectly enter the building stage. By building, we are building more positive emotions, building our self-esteem, building our character, and building basically our future, because our future jobs hopefully are going to be things that interest us. It's not going to always be those minimum wage jobs that we don't really enjoy. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk.